let's begin our journey here on the AI and ethics from principles to practice. Before we start, I don't know if we can get people to at least even say on the chat if you are aware of IEEE. If somebody is, the people who are participating, if you are aware of IEEE itself as an organization, have you heard about IEEE? Or are you member? Can those who are on the call or on the line just message me? Can you say yes or no? If you know IEEE, say yes. If you do not know IEEE, say no. Okay. All right. I see at least one response saying no. Okay. Let me start with introducing what IEEE is, and then that probably will take it forward. Okay. IEEE is the world's largest professional association. It is a member-based organization. We have close to 400,000 plus members across 160 countries. What we do is we conduct, we have a vision. The vision is taking the forwarding the technology for the benefit of humanity. That's a vision that we work with. That we are forwarding the technology. We are taking the technology forward to benefit the humanity. And with that, we do many things. With that vision, we do many things. One is that we conduct conferences. We conduct at least 3 to 4 conferences a day. If you look at the whole world and the number of conferences that are happening and kind of divided, it comes out to something like 3 to 4 conferences a day. And when I'm talking about conferences, we are talking about international conferences and not the student level conferences. So yeah, those are the kind of conferences that happen. And out of those conferences, of course, what happens is when we have conferences, there are proceedings, the conference proceedings and the technical papers that get published as part of the conference. Those get published in our digital library. So we have a digital library which is more than 5 million plus technical documents in there. And we also have the technical breadth we have is we have 45 different technical societies and councils put together. And these societies, they conduct their own training programs, and they also have their own journals, which all gets published into the digital library. We also have another unit called the IEEE Standards Association, who are the standards development organization. We are an SDO, similar to Bureau of India Standards or ISO, IEC, etc. So we are a standards development organization, and we have more than 1,200 plus active standards that are out there. One of the most commonly known commonly known standard is the IEEE 802.11, which the people know it as Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is a IEEE standard 802.11. So similarly, we have standards on Ethernet. We have standards on the Zigbee protocol. We have standards on the power quality, etc. We have many standards on various technology fields, which ranges across the many ICT related applications and technologies. Yeah, so that's where I come from. I'm from the IEEE Standards Association, and this talk is more about some of the practices, some of the things that we are doing as part of the IEEE Standards Association within IEEE. We also have a humanitarian wing to it. What we do is we do humanitarian projects. In fact, there are some fundings available for people who want to do take up some humanitarian activities. For example, we have something called Smart Village. Smart Village is where some we have taken up some of these villages to go and we go to those villages and have some lighting done there. The put up where there's no lighting and no electricity kind of thing. Bring them, you know have some projects which brings them the electricity and the light to their homes. So similarly, we have humanitarian projects on technology, on the education aspects, and many different areas where it's been it's nothing limited. We can send out our proposal. Have an idea. If you want to do something, you can also submit for that. You can submit, and then once it's awarded, you can take it up and do the project. So that's our humanitarian wing. And then we also have a policy wing wherein we go and advise the policymakers on to what kind of policies should be made on the technology side of it. So that's IEEE in brief, just a little bit of what IEEE is. Now we get into our regular stream. I already kind of introduced what IEEE standards is. Standards Association is. Standards are very important when it comes to the industry. When it comes to the industries, the products that they manufacture or the services they provide, if it is standardized, then it becomes more marketable, more reliable, more trustworthy. Then also it becomes more interoperable. That's the reason why why we create standards. There are many organizations who creates these standards for different products and services. So hence now it's a need of the hour, I would say. Like everybody across the technologies, they all create the standards. uh, so some of these standards, what happens is some of these standards get pushed from the policy perspective. Some of the standards, they say that the policy makers or the regulators will push them, will make it mandatory for the users or the manufacturers to adhere to these standards. And sometimes it's not the push is not there from the regulatory, but there is a push from the market. It's market driven. For example, the 802 itself, the Wi-Fi, though there is no push from the government or the policy or the regulator, but the market itself is pushing all the manufacturers to have their devices adhere to, or make the Wi-Fi available on their products. I haven't seen so far any mobile or a laptop without the Wi-Fi and a Wi-Fi chip in it, Wi-Fi enabled thing in it. So probably if it is there, I don't know, I may not buy it, right? So that's a market driven thing. Hence the standards will actually help increase their marketability, their strength and everything. So with that, now if you look at the digital transformations, what is a digital transformation? Digital transformation is something that we, at least now we in this age, we are seeing this digital transformation in many different areas, wherein people earlier it used to be very manual process, and now it's all digitalized. It's all computerized. It's all all available at the tip of your finger, right? And also one great example that people can easily relate to is the Ola Uber services. It's all digitalized. It's all available at your fingertips. So because of which earlier, I don't know, if we relate back, go back to a few years ago, like getting a taxi or getting an auto to your doorstep was almost impossible unless you know somebody, or you book it in advance and things like that. And especially the with the coming of the GPS, the GPS systems, now you don't need to have to ask anybody where should I go, and look out for addresses and things like that. You just search it on a Google, on your Google or whatever, and then you just drive there. It's easy for anybody to to reach out to your location. Similarly, one other thing that is very influential is the fintech. The fintech, if you look at it, the whole Paytm, GPay, PhonePe, etc. All these have digitalized. These have become, there's a the big digital transformation that has happened in the fintech. Now, there have been many days that I know I don't carry anything, a single rupee in my pocket. I didn't. And also the thing is, I don't feel a need to keep it, because everything can be done through my phone. Wherever I go, I can just use my phone and live my life without. I don't need anything. And in fact, there is no need for a wallet anymore. And this has become this has become very common, that we don't keep any money. It's so digitalized. We don't keep anything in our pockets now. Like, yeah, the phone is everything. Right now, even if you actually, we don't even need to carry our licenses. It's all on the phone. I can use the apps, whether it be the, what is that, the government provided app that is there, the DigiLocker, or the the, I think there's another one from the Department of Transportation that can be used. So like that, there are, I can just use that, and then I don't need anything else that I need to carry. My insurance, my everything is there on the phone. And if even the authorities ask for any validations, I can just give it. So hence we see this digital transformation happening in many areas. And we are all enjoying the benefits of these digital transformations. So I think it's become part of our life. The journey. Earlier, before the digital transformation, there are things that we couldn't do. We couldn't do, just so hence the opportunities were lost. uh, you know just a simple thing, right? If I don't carry money, if I don't carry money, and if I don't have the money with me, I cannot buy something. Earlier it was, that's, so I have to go to the ATM and go to the bank, withdraw money, and then go to a store. Sometimes, we are pressed against the time, and hence we don't feel like, okay, we lose that opportunity, or the requirement also, we push it out. So similarly, there are many different things. Those are the challenges without the digital transformation. And this digital transformation has increase the whole usage, right? The number of transactions that are going on, etc. The usage is so much, so that now it becomes difficult without it. So hence we can see the need for the digital transformation, and those elements of success that comes along with the digital transformation, right? And so now there's this whole AI is nothing but now we came to a level where
Sorry, you are not audible. Why Munir Sahib is not audible?
Could you please check your audio connection? Ji, we are trying to contact.
Sorry about that. Can you? I got disconnected for whatever reason. Are you able to hear me? Then we started with the need for automating these processes to increase the productivity, to reduce the inefficiencies, and certain things can be done much more efficiently through the systems, through the without the human interventions, and the let the system search for things, etc. Like searching through the images, searching through the we see so many, for example, that the whole traffic light, there are many CCTVs that have been capturing images and videos, and there's a huge data. The whole big data is available now coming making sense out of this big data, having some kind of some kind of analytics done on this data that exists is it's something very difficult if we had to do it manually. And hence the machine learning comes into play. We try kind of train the machine, and then the machine now is trying to go ahead, and it kind of evaluates, or does the puts the whole algorithm, and comes up with some analytics on whatever makes sense. It comes out with some of the reports, etc. So these are the things that are happening there. And now the artificial intelligence, the automation systems are there in cars. The cars that we are driving, there are many cars, one in India. uh, like initially, the MG came up with the internet inside, and now they are saying that AI inside, etc. So their whole the ADAS, the automated driving, there are different levels of it, and some of those levels are already being seen in the market, at least even in India. Forget about US, wherein you have a fully automated system, automated driving car. So that's existing there. So the need for that is there, and then we see the growth as well. We see the growth. We see that market. There's a huge market out there, year. So those are like hundreds of billions of dollars that is there in the market for these things. And hence you see many organizations, many industries that are coming forward, and they are using and creating these AI systems. So it's just growing, right? And with all these, with all of these things that are coming in, it comes with a price as well. There's a price associated with it. It's not everything is green. So there are one, because the thing is, it's again the humans which are creating it, and sometimes this will create other issues. So there have been many instances wherein we see the effects of these AI systems. Some school examination, there were students when the evaluations that happened, etc. And some I hope that you are able to see and hear me again.
Yes, sir. Everything right.
Sorry for those disconnects. Nothing that I can do. Uh, so there are challenges that it comes with the whole AI systems, and we see those challenges across people who have been struggling due to these issues that have been there in the systems that have been developed. It could be based upon some bias that is happening, or some transparency not there, some governance issues, etc. So this is something that has been that's been seen across the globe, with wherever these systems are there. So and this is not that so this is this kind of there's an issue with this, right? Though that there's a need, and then there's also these challenges that exist. That one of the thing is, it's not easy to demonstrate some compliance to the market, and there should be proven certification schemes should be there from the recognized entities, and then it's also sometimes the ethics are available for larger companies, and it's not available for the small and mid-level mid-size enterprises. So these kind of challenges are, that there are many things that happen wherein the systems have been defined, with some bias already existing. It could be a bias based upon the color, gender, or some things like that. There was one system where one AI system was introduced for hiring. There was in a big organization, and when they were looking for the CEO position, or or a CXO position, it would not accept a particular color and a particular gender. So the system itself was rejecting the applications that were coming in, because it was kind of, the system was trying to um, map it with the requirements, and the requirements weren't matching. Even the qualifications, everything was there, but somehow there was a bias, a gender bias, or a color bias that was there. Probably it was unintentional, or sometimes, I don't know, it could be intentional as well, right? So those biases somehow creep into the systems, so and hence, and just imagine if somehow these kind of systems creep into the systems that are being used by used for governance and things like that, then it becomes a big challenge. If we have to fight against the system, it becomes a big challenge. Hence, it's very important that we identify these things right at the beginning, or right in the when the systems are being developed, or make sure that there's these ethics are followed. Hence, there are now there are all these nations are coming across, and they are creating this different law, act, like the AI Act. The Europe's AI Act is there. Similarly, there are many different places where now they are saying that we have to kind of define what kind of ethical aspects of the AI would be there in their systems, and they have to be implemented, or they have to be be part of that system. So this is what is happening. So to mitigate the issues that exist in the systems, the governance structures, the government at the government level, they are now making these acts, which uh, kind of pushes the system, the industries, and the others who are creating these AI systems to basically adhere to this act. And the act itself is going to define what kind of ethics, and what kind of fairness, etc., should be there in these systems. One of the important thing is that we need to, even from if somebody wants to use this system, and make it more popular and common, the trustworthy should be there. The system has to be trusted by the masses, by people, by users, by the stakeholders which are using it. Hence, these kind of acts, and and adherences will definitely increase the trust into these systems. So what does trust means? I know what does trustworthy AI mean to you? I may also kind of open this floor if anybody has a thought on this. I want to make it little bit at least interactive. And even though it's a webinar, but I would try to see, or ask you, what does trustworthy mean for you? If you have to trust, if from an AI perspective, what does it mean? Can anybody suggest something, on the chat window, or even I think you can unmute and say something.
You mean to say trustworthy AI is something more reliable and secure?
Reliable and secure, yeah, that's a good one. Anybody else? What do you think? What is trustworthy for you? Like, when you say, like, okay, I trust this system, what does that mean to you? Loyalty. Okay, I see somebody saying loyalty. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Syed Yusuf here from Bangalore.
Yes. Walaikum salam. Yes.
Trustworthy basically means, here it is artificial intelligence. We can also take in our life whom we trust. A person who is, we don't expect anything wrong from him, or he keeps our information secured. He doesn't use it for our disadvantage.
Data privacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like we choose the friends, the same way it will be artificial intelligence, that the same characters come there. That system should keep our data secure, and and also give us the best out of this. That's what I think.
Yeah. Very true. Good that we have some very good responses here, and yes, all of them are true. That loyalty, reliability, accuracy, data privacy, transparency. For example, we need sometimes, when I come out of the, like, whenever I travel and I travel out, and when I'm coming back through the immigration systems, so there's a whole biometric there's a biometric device which is taking the biometric imprints of my fingers, right? So I always think within myself, like, when and I think about it, how reliable is this system, how reliable is this whole data, the whole imprints, the fingerprints that are being taken, how safe is it? What if something happens? I cannot change, I cannot reset it, right? I cannot, if something is stolen or hacked or something like that. So what happens to my data, my individual data? Now if it gets related to somebody else, how can I prove that these fingerprint, it's a big challenge. So that's those are the things that are there. And sometimes, if it's not if you're not trusting it, then if you look at from a policy perspective, sometimes you're pushed into it. But sometimes from a market perspective, if you don't trust a system, you don't buy it, right? You don't go for it. So yeah, so that those are all the things. And this is something that not just us, but these are the things that have been also been thought by many industry leaders, many industry leaders who want their systems to be AI compliant, or automating their systems. So you look at some of these quotes from various various leaders or various organizations, wherein they want their systems to be designed such that it increases the trust in their systems. And so that need is there, and it's been understood now. The people that we're talking about explainable AI, wherein there's a kind of, they want to bring in some human aspect to it. The IBM is pretty big on that explainability, explainable AI kind of thing. So everybody is now they have this consciousness, and even the big organizations are also thinking about it. So what do you think are the most significant risks when it comes to AI, from an industry perspective, what are the different risks that exist? Anybody? All right. So the thing is, the biggest risk, if you look at it, is cyber security. Like, is how secure is the data? How secure is the data? So this cyber security aspect of it is there in everything, right? So as and when we are getting into the digital transformations, putting things digitally, making it available online, things like that. In fact, in the recent one of the conference that we had, the MFIRD conference that we had, there was one gentleman who did not want to put his presentation in a system which is connected to the internet. So because he just doesn't want to trust it. He feels that once it's been connected, then you don't know what's going to happen to that data. So there were some patents, etc., that were there, but that the challenge is that we cannot go back into we cannot say that we're not going to use the internet, right? We have to go ahead. That's the whole, we know it's a part of our life. It's become a part of life. And then the compliances, there are compliances, as I also already mentioned, the explainability, whether is it doing what it is supposed to do, or it is is it really doing only the things which it is supposed to do, or it is doing something that it's not supposed to do. So sometimes you define, or you create a system with the intent of it doing something, but sometimes it is doing more than what it is. Sometimes when we are functionally defining it and doing it, we are doing it just thinking that it's doing only the thing which it is supposed to do. Sometimes it's leaking data, right? Sometimes which it's not supposed to do, but it's happening. So certain things, like that, those are the challenges that are there. Equity and fairness, that's also one of the issue that we've seen in the systems. Not There are cyber security, and at the same time there's also the physical safety and the national safety, the national security that are out there. So these are all the different risks that exist within these systems for the industries who are creating it. So where do we go from here, right? So we know that there is a need. We have this, there's a big opportunity that is coming in. At the same time, we see that there are issues associated with it, and then there are laws that are coming in, and there are challenges that exist. So where do we go from there, and what is the solution for all of this, right? There should be some kind of a solution. So that's what so if you think about all these, some of these leaders who think that the core values that we want to have these core values, and trust that can be built into the systems. How can we have ethical aspects involved in some of these decision makings, when the machines are making these decisions? How can we have this ethnic the ethical aspects of it being there? So hence there are organizations now come to an understanding and consensus that that ethical aspects have to be built into the systems in order for them to be trusted, for these systems to be trusted, and also going forward to kind of protect the humanity, human, etc. So hence we see that that's out there. So the and now this whole ethics in AI is creating new jobs, new opportunities, new frontiers that are out there. In fact, I was part of this global AI summit in Saudi that happened last month. Yeah, it happened last month. And there are people who introduce themselves as chief AI ethics officer, ethicists. There are people who say that I'm an ethicist. data ethicist and things like that. So in fact, one of the MC, the host, she said, I'm an ethicist. I'm a big fan. I'm a big ethicist. So like that now we see that these are some things that are growing, and we see that new job openings, new opportunities that are coming into this. There are new boards, review boards that are getting established who are looking at their systems. So we see that because of this whole need and demand, and having their trust built into the systems, this new thing is the ethics is becoming more and more important. Ethics is important at an individual level. At the same time, it's important at this whole automation systems that are out there. So now that's whole. It's a pathway, right? Now we have this the principles. The ethics is all about principles. Now how do you bring these principles, define these principles, and bring it into practice? So, and the other thing is this might be it's a big challenge. Bringing these principles and adhering to it. Sometimes these principles do not. Your principles might be different from my principles, etc., etc. These are all the bigger challenges that exist, and hence we need to have some kind of again, even though if I'm putting up this AI, there's some kind of a common framework that should be kind of guided or understood by everybody, and or even acknowledged and accepted by everybody, right? From the system. So hence that's the need of the hour. And so that's where IEEE and organizations like IEEE are coming in, which are very neutral platform. It's been trusted from from years, hundreds of years. They have been trusted for being neutral and being more human centric, human oriented kind of thing. So those organizations are the ones who have to come forward and work on these kind of ethics related stuff. So hence that's when we came up. IEEE came up with this whole thing called ethically aligned design for business. And so just if you look at what is ethically aligned design, it's a guideline, if and it's available online. Just Google IEEE EAD. If you just Google EAD, the ethically aligned design, you'll find this book which is there, which has been downloaded. I mean, you can download it. And this EAD is it defines all the different principles, different metrics that are there, the different KPIs. What kind of when you're having these systems, and it doesn't really limit it to autonomous and automated system, but it also is open to anybody who's developing systems, especially those at the architect level architectures, who are those architects who are defining or looking at the system at a umbrella level or a top, looking at it from a top. They have to definitely make sure that they read or they go through this whole EAD that's out there. One is that the guidelines are there, and then on top of it you also need some standards built on top of so that's what so we identified some from those from the guidelines from that book. We identified some of the gaps that exist in the systems, and then built some of these standards. The IEEE has this 7,000 series. IEEE 7,000. It's a series of standards that are being there. Some of them, this, if you look at, these are the basis on which these systems or the standards are being built. With the transparency, with data privacy in mind, and so one of the example of one of the standard I can just think of is the 7012. 7012. Now I know that I struggle this at my home, and I'm sure there are others who are in the same place. Is that the kids using the phones, right? The kids are using the phone, not just the phone, all the computers, etc. And sometimes Sometimes they even download some of these games. They just play, and if anything you download, it comes with some terms and conditions, right? It comes with terms and conditions, and you know what, everybody is just, they just want to get this game and forget. I mean, they don't even want to look at what these terms and conditions are, and who's going to read that whole thing? I myself, if I have to download something, I'm not looking at this whole the terms and conditions which comes out there. I just scroll down and go to the last. All I need is, some way to just click on submit. Yes, I understand. I take accept it, and I move forward. I don't understand what am I subscribing for? What am I accepting? I don't. I mean, I don't have the time. I don't understand it. It's so detailed. It's very difficult for me. So I move on, right? But in this whole context, we are kind of we may accept something which right now we have been denying. We are saying, oh, we want trustworthy system, we want reliable system, we want data privacy, etc. But sometimes, we may have accepted that we are willing to share the data, knowingly, unknowingly, right? When I'm downloading this, I might have accepted saying that, hey, I'm willing to share the data. Hence, legally, for that company to take my data, it's legal for them because I have accepted it. And they go on and use the data in whatever way they want to. So though in principle I'm saying something, but I'm accepting something else. So these are some concerns are there, right? So this 7012 standard, that's a project that is happening, is it looks at defining the concerns and the things that you want. For example, data privacy. What kind of data privacy is, if any system, anything that I'm accepting, if it's violating this data privacy, hey, you alert me. So this kind of things can be set, like right now. If you look at, if I buy a new phone or something like that, if I can set up as part of the setup, I do many things, right? I set my language preference, and I set my regional area, etc. So similarly, I can set my concerns. My concerns, it could be privacy, it could be security aspects, etc. And this 7012, what it does is, when it's a mission readable, it's a mission readability, yeah, in work, this will, once it goes through it, and when we are accepting it, it kind of highlights, hey, you showed that, you said that these are your concerns, and this application that you're downloading is violating one of these concerns. Do you still want to go ahead with it? That is something nice, right? If I look at it, it's really nice, and that is alerting me on that. So something similar. So those are some of the standards that are getting developed in the 7000 series. So that's a whole we have taken it from the ethically aligned design, and people who are looking at it, and then creating these different standards, 7010, looking at the best recommended practice for assessing the impact of the autonomous and intelligent systems, etc. So we have these new standards that are getting built, that can be used, right? And top of it, what we are also doing is, now some of these standards on governance, some of these standard on procurement, where it will help in procuring, etc. So there are this whole series of standards. I'm not going to go in detail about each standard, but I want to take a quick minute here on this particular slide chart. See, if you look at this, wherever you see a P in front of a number, like IEEE P7001, P7002, 7003, etc. So what that P stands for is the project. When I say project is work in progress. This is something we work in progress. It's something, it's happening right now, right? And the reason why I say that is, when it's happening, IEEE is you can be part of it. If you have an interest in associating yourself, or being part of this working group who are defining this, as we speak, this is our chance. This is our chance to be part of it. It doesn't have, sometimes, you don't have to be you don't have to be a technical expert here, right? We can understand the ethics, right? We can understand the social impact of a human being. So irrespective of we being or I do not know a machine language, I'm not good in coding, that's fine, but you are a human being. You understand what the human ethics are, or what kind of system should be there. And if we are not there as a stakeholder when these things are being defined, and then we cannot be cribbing later on once the system is already developed. So if you are there as part of it, understanding it, contributing to it, in developing this robust ethical system, then it is going to only help the humans, us. If we are not part of it, we are not doing it, then we cannot complain about it later on, right? It becomes very difficult. So this is an opportunity for us. Whoever is participating, you can participate. And what does it take from us, right? If I want to be if I want to be part of this one of this standard, what is it required is the next question. So the one, first and foremost, you do not have any financial burden on it. So you don't have to be a IEEE member, you don't have to be a IEEE standards organization member, nothing. You can participate in it as an individual, as a stakeholder, as these are individual standards that are being developed, and IEEE gives you that opportunity, and it is open for everybody to participate and if contribute towards this. All you need to do is show that you are interested. Write to the chair, write to write to whoever it is. If you just Google IEEE 7000 or 7001, it will give you a link, and it will again, there'll be an email. You can rewrite to them saying that, hey, I'm interested in being part of this working group. And then typically what happens is, these working groups, they come together once 1 hour a month. It's a 1 hour of my 1 hour per month is what is they're looking for, being part of this working group. And then you can be you can contribute towards it. So, and those who are interested,
No, I
and if
think we lost you in between. You just told we'll come 1 hour in a month, and then
yeah,
there was a gap.
okay. So what I was telling is that the working groups, they meet once a month, and it's typically a online meeting that they have. And anybody who's interested being part of the working groups can show their interest. And that's the whole investment that they have to make. The 1 hour a month they have to contribute towards it. And I think this is a great uh, opportunity for us to be part of the ethics being in the system. And we all have a desire to follow the ethics in our own lives. But how can we bring these ethics into the system? And so that's an opportunity for us to be part of it. And if you do not find the name who you want to reach out to, you can always reach out to me. I will, at the end of it, I will showcase my email ID, and you can reach out to me to connect you to these working groups. All right. So the next thing is the next thing is, once we have this standard, we also have to have some kind of assessment that needs to happen. Some kind of what you call certification, or now what we are looking at is we are looking at training and educating assessors. If you are an expert, if you are or if you want to be an assessor who can assess these AI systems, um, you can get certified from IEEE. Once you get certified from IEEE, and you become an assessor. See, one person cannot do this whole thing, right? So it's we need the whole world, everybody, organizations, individuals who understand this, to certify these systems wherever it is required. So we need that whole mass who can get certified and be part of it, who can assess and validate and certify the systems that are out there. That's why we came up with this whole certification, IEEE certified. The certified spelled a little bit differently, wherein we bring in AI into it, and so that's the whole certification that's out there, which looks into different things, the different areas, and you get certified there. So now at this point, what I'll do is, I'm not going to go detail about this what is AI certified, but instead I would put this as a action item on you guys. And now I'm gonna take you from here, because we're also right on time. I think we started 5 minutes late, but so at this point, so this whole certification action exists. So there are two call for actions. One is the being part of the standards, the being part of the standards working group. Now the other thing is, now to understand what a certified is, and then probably also get yourself certified into it, and then be part of the assessors. So the certification process looks into the algorithmic biases, the privacy, transparency, accountability at this point, and it can also go on and add more things to it. So there are two action items. One is to look into the standards working groups, if you want to be part of it. The other thing is getting some certified, getting yourself certified. Now for getting yourself certified, I would take you to, or I will, 1 second. Let me stop this sharing. I'm going to share a different screen now. Basically, I would like to take you to a web page, or where our training is. Can I move this? Okay. So do you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see it's Firefox.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. So we have this blended learning. If you just go to IEEE blended learning .IEEE.org, and if you can go to you can go to the course catalog. So you'll see this IEEE awareness module on AI ethics, right? So what I'm also going to do is send this in the chat window, this link, so that you can directly go there, and it's a free 20-minute understanding of what AI ethics is, what a certification is about. And at the end of it, you'll also get a certificate or a e-certificate from IEEE that you have completed this course. So in a way, if you think about it, you'll get if you complete this, you'll get a certificate on participating in this webinar, or being part of this awareness module on AI ethics. So I leave you with that at this point, so that there are no specific prerequisites to understanding this. So I would urge and request all of you go through this particular training. It's a free training, free module, and which gives you a little bit insight of what AI ethics is. At the end of it, certificate, what a certification is, why it is important, and how you can probably become an assessor going forward. And once you complete it, you'll get a certificate to your email. With that, I will stop my presentation here and open up for questions, if any. Anybody? Any question?
Any other courses also is there, so that which are free, so that we can learn from there?
It depends upon what course you're looking for. There are, what area of when you say course, there are many different courses exist. So Depends upon
So
what
it's on
area.
technology like machine learning. I can see machine learning there. I don't think so whether it will be a free or what.
Yeah, machine learning is not a free course, but I'm sure, like, I think if you reach out to Saif by, we can probably look into some, so creating something, or creating a workshop that can be made freely available from the MFIRD platform.
Sure, it will be of help for if we get any of
Yeah,
the
I
course.
understand. Amir, I see your hand raising, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, my question is, we are currently creating some OCR based model, custom model. We are just doing that because our product is based on the OCR, and we
Hmm?
are actually making the accounting software, which actually
Okay.
automate the invoice and receipts, and
Hmm.
doing the data extraction. And
Hmm.
currently, like I also attended your seminar actually face to face in Bangalore in the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my question is actually I missed this question, so I'm just asking here. Is there any way like we can do some apply AI ethics on it? I'm curious to know about that.
So yes, so we can look into. So what happens is, um, from the OCR perspective, right? If it's just a plain translation of whatever is there on your paper, if there is nothing in between that that are getting created, then there's nothing. There's no change in it. But the ethics, see, there are different levels of ethics. If actually thinking, if you talk about it, depending upon the applications, right? There are different levels of ethics. For example, right? In an autonomous car, it's a highest level, because it's a system which is using ethics on the, and it's on the street. It could be very much. It could be a threat on the road, right? So then the level of ethics in there would be like, at number 4, highest level of ethics. But some systems, or like in I don't know if OCR comes at a lower ethics, because if you are just automating the paper to it's just a digital transformation. You're not bringing in any I don't know, if are you bringing in any decision making in this whole process?
Not really. Actually, it is just data extraction because the AI part is like the format of the data is very vast. Is a kind of a different because our target audience is Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore,
Mm-hmm.
and all are having a different kind of bank statements, and the receipts are the different. So mainly it is like the variety of the data, not it is, yeah, the variety of the data, like and actually it takes a lot of time to actually train the model based on that because
So this is when, this is something. What happens is, this is where the assessors come into play, right? We have this, the whole assessment people who have certified. They have to, what they do is they assess the whole system. They look at the system end to end, and come up with their what you call report on, what kind of places that you need to really look into. So that's an assessment that may have to happen. If your organization is interested in it, we can start looking at it. And since it's the beginning, I'm sure we can definitely look at it. I don't think there'll be any financial implication at this point.
yeah, okay,
So
okay, sure. Thank
it
you.
should be at an organizational level. If you are interested, definitely we can have that discussion separately.
Sure, I will speak to my CTO regarding that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Any other question?
You spoke something about the working group, right? So how do we contribute value to that? As you said, at least an hour in a month should be fine. So
Yeah.
is there any expectations from the working group?
Yes. So what happens is, let me share my screen again. Let me go back to the presentation. So if you look at some of these standards right here,
Yeah.
you see these standards. So first and the foremost thing that I would want you to look at is, to see what is more interesting and what is more importance for you. Child and student data governance, right? The standard for child and student data governance. So sometimes, so what is it that's important for you? So first identify what are the working groups that you would be interested in participating. So identify that, and then you reach out to the working group chair or the manager who manages this particular working groups, and they will let you in or add you to that. So and what does it require, right? So I've seen these working groups, they require different stakeholders. So you cannot have a good standard wherein only the technologists or coding creators, they come in and do it. We need users. We need users who can look at this, whatever is being created or developed. So even if, say for example, you are not from the computer background or a CS or you do not have any expertise in machine learning, or you're not into coding, but as you are an user, you know what a child and student data governance is about. I'm just giving an example here of student government, the child. Many of us might be parents here, or we've seen children around in our homes. So we can we understand what kind, when we talk about ethics and how the systems, when a system, like for example, somebody is downloading a game, right? Is it safe for the game? Like, sometimes when we are buying these toys, it says, this toy is for safe for 3 years, so till 3 years. So we just we trust that, and we take it for, and but sometimes, this system, that this downloads that we are doing, is really safe for the age appropriate, or this age appropriate things like that. You can as a user, you can participate in it. Even you don't have to be an expert, and that's what I'm trying to say here, that you can participate as it, and this will definitely enhance your knowledge on it. This will enhance your your thinking process, etc., because there are global, it's a global thing, right? People from across the globe are coming, and you can see how different people from different regions think about the same problem, and it will just widen our thinking, and it might be, we'll be able to contribute towards it. So yeah, I think it's a it's really, I would say, it's really important for us, especially being part of it, in one way or the other, on the ethics, AI ethics.
How do you enroll it?
As I said, you need to identify, for example, right? I said, you just Google IEEE 7004. It will give you a link. It will give you a link, or it will tell you, who's the with the email ID. If nothing,
Okay.
if not, if you don't get it, I would say, just reach out to me. I will make sure that you get access. So let me put down my email ID in the chat window.
Yeah.
Those who have any interest in getting associated, I can get you connected.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So yeah, so those who are interested in participating in, please reach. Yeah, the easy way is reach out to me, and the best way is take out the man in the middle and reach out to the chair directly. There are two ways of it.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Any other further question? I do not see any. If there is any question on the YouTube, let me go there. I don't know if it's still open. Was I there on the YouTube? Yeah, this one. Okay. Do you have any questions here on the chat, on the YouTube? I see some of them still there.
Sir, for the fresher, do you have any course, short-term course like that, and any certification? For example, just take the Java full stack courses, Python full stack courses for the fresher, sir.
So for the course, there's one, as I told you, right? The awareness course is a free thing that is out there. But at the same time, if you're looking for some other courses, probably you reach out to me separately and the email ID, and then we can discuss it a little bit more.
What are the job prospect for the fresher after completion of
Sorry?
some short-term courses like that?
Yeah,
What
there
are
are
the
there are
job
many.
prospects
It
for the
depends.
fresher
See, it
graduates?
depends upon what line that you are going to go into. What's your interest into it. So that's why I said, if you can reach out to me, we can take this separately. You can reach out to me on my email ID, and I'm also going to give you my number here. So you can reach out to me WhatsApp or number or email, and then I can discuss what probably that might need a counseling, or so we have that to carry that counseling wing. We can talk about it, what needs to be there. Any other question? Anybody? Do not see anything from the YouTube by Swapnil Shukla. See some of them, Satish Patil, etc. Any question? Okay, my email ID. Okay, let me send you my email ID here. How do I do that? It's m.mohammed@ieee.org. It is asking me to sign in into this. Give me a minute. So, Saif bhai, can you type my email ID into the YouTube window? I'm unable to do that. There's a or anybody from the Zoom, can you type my email, copy and paste my email ID into the YouTube? Well, let me see. Let me see if I can. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. You got my email ID there in the chat window of the YouTube. All right. If there are no further questions, probably we can close it here. I know we have gone a little bit over, and really thank for your interactiveness and participating in it. It was not just listening. I see that very much you are involved in it, and really appreciate that. And I would further appreciate it if you take those two call to actions. One is that you go to the link, but I'm also gonna put out these two links, right? One is that about the course itself, wherein you can go ahead and take that course for free, and you get the certificate, and also and either you do that, and also you can go ahead and Google for just search for that standard, and participate in those standard. And the other thing that I will also probably ask is do some reading on EAD, the ethically aligned design. It's really a wonderful masterpiece that's out there on defining what kind of ethical considerations should be there, etc. So those are the three things that I will leave you with at this point on this particular topic. If anything, what is your YouTube channel? I think Saif on the call. Saif, can you answer that question? What is the YouTube channel?
No, it's the same, tinyurl.com/mfird.
Sorry.
tinyurl.com/mfird.
tinyurl.com. Okay. tinyurl.com
Here in the
slash
invitation
MF
also,
IRD.
all the invitations it is mentioned.
Yeah. So that's our YouTube channel. That's the YouTube channel, tinyurl.com slash MFIRD. I already gave my on the YouTube. I still see people asking for my email ID. I've already posted that. If you scroll up a little bit more up above, you'll see it. Anyway, I've added it again. So just for this being part of the standard itself, just Google for IEEE 7000 or something like that. You'll see the whole standard, and also Google for IEEE EAD, the ethically aligned design. All right. With this, with your permission, I think Saibhai is it
Yeah,
okay?
thanks a lot, Munir bhai. It was really very beneficial.
Yeah.
And a new perspective, new learning for all of us. Jazakumullah khair.
Yeah. Thank you.
And thanks
All
to
right.
all the participants also.
Thank you, Sajid. Thank you so much.